You can bet your bottom dollar. Great programming coming up next on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Stand by. Hold on. Talk at its finest, coming up next on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. In about 2 minutes, stand by. We know what guys are talking about. Stand by. A great show coming up next on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. In about 30 seconds. Stand by. Don't go away. Stop. If they're talking about it at the barbershop, we're talking about it here on SME. Great show coming up in about 30 seconds. Don't go away. Stand by. It's time. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Another great product on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Yeah!
It should go just like we talk normally. Right. That's the idea. We ain't trying to, pretend like, we ain't trying to, because we can curse. We can do the, you know what I'm saying? We say the hell we want.
What's up, y'all? Maestro Styles and Trey Frazier.
Yep.
You're listening to the Barbershop Sports Talk podcast on the SME Network. Don't forget, people, reach out to us through email at barbershopsportstalk1@gmail.com. We also got the Instagram page at Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. We got the Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast Facebook page, and Maestro is on the Twitter at Barbershop SPOR2. Maestro, I forgot last week to congratulate the Pittsburgh Penguins on winning the Stanley Cup.
I thought about that.
Let me just, kind of get that out of the way.
Congratulations to them.
Yeah. And quickly, before we move forward, we're going to be talking about those Cleveland Cavaliers winning the title.
Yes, sir.
No doubt about that. After the Penguins, got the cup, Maestro, I decided to go to Twitter, and I was like, I wonder if Ovechkin's kind of trending a little bit. Because, Ovechkin and Crosby are the two guys in hockey that everybody likes to put as the face of hockey. So as I'm searching them through Twitter, a lot of tweets are coming out about him, trying to get that cup. You know what I'm saying? So, and I figured that there was going to be some people kind of getting on in them a little bit, like, yo, Crosby got two, like, Ovechkin, you next. Like, was good. Right. Was really good. So I thought that was interesting, though. Maestro, what's good, man? How's your week been?
Week was good, man. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.
Yes.
Father's Day just
Happy
passed.
Father's Day.
You know what I'm saying? We got a hell of a game for Father's Day. All the fathers out there that's sports fans of the NBA. We got a hell of a series and a hell of a game this past Sunday, man. It was definitely lit. And before we get into all that, I just wanted to make some quick little news. You know what I'm saying? Just hit my phone. Dwight Howard has declined his $23.2 million option. He's officially,
which we all expected he would do.
Right, so he's officially a free agent. Dirk Nowitzki is officially a free agent. The 76ers have officially said they're going to draft Ben Simmons in the draft.
After he didn't want to work out for them? Was that the case that I heard last week?
What I heard is that he did actually work out, though.
He did eventually? Okay.
That's what I heard.
Okay.
So just some real quick bits of news, man. I mean, ain't nothing stop you, man. We can get straight into the finals.
Oh,
bro.
nah. I'm ready to get into these finals, man.
So, congratulations to the Cleveland Cavaliers, man. They win the series 4-3, win Game 7, 93-89, man. And I mean, for me, it's like, where do you start, man?
Well, let me just, and before I get into it, first title in Cleveland since 1964.
Yeah.
52 years ago. Cleveland fans deserve it. The city of Cleveland deserves
Absolutely.
it. Congrats to them. Congrats to the team. I got to go back to Game 6 for a minute here. And obviously, this was the game that Draymond came back from his suspension. Bogut gets hurt in Game 5. And so Draymond had to start at the 5 spot. Iguodala had to start at the 4, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And it just seemed like Draymond didn't want to play the 5 spot. It just seemed like everything that was getting into the paint was getting into the paint.
Yeah.
I mean, whether it was LeBron taking it to the rack, whether it was him lobbing it up to Tristan Thompson, they were racking up points in the paint, and the Warriors couldn't do nothing
Bogut was
about
out
it.
this game, though, right?
In Game
5. Was he out?
He got hurt in
injured
Game 5,
okay.
and he didn't come back.
Right.
So they announced that he'd be out for the rest of the series. So that's why when Draymond came off the suspension, they made him start at center. They made Iguodala start at power forward, and then I think Barnes at the 3, and so on. And speaking of Barnes, man, I mean, would he shoot 5 for 30 something? He was like that.
It's funny because I hadn't even realized how bad he had been shooting. Game 1, I want to say it was Game 1. It was Game 1 or Game 2. He wasn't doing so. He was doing pretty well in the first 2 games, and I think as the game, obviously he started shooting worse and worse as the series progressed. But I hadn't even really realized till around Game 6. I'm like, man,
he was shooting awful.
Yeah, like he was really bad. But
to the point Steve Kerr had to pull him for like a stretch of the game. Yeah.
Right. When I think about this series, man, I think about obviously LeBron stepping up in games 5, 6, and 7.
Yes.
And he wasn't super great in Game 7, but it was a
it was enough.
Triple-double. He was there.
Yes.
He was attacking the basket.
The blocks.
Yeah.
The block on Iguodala.
Right, late in the game.
Yes.
I don't know. It's like he's still in my book Scottie Pippen 2.0. And that's not and that's not so much of a bad thing when you're
and I think it's at this point I think it's unfair to LeBron that we have to start talking about the LeBron-Michael comparisons because they're two different players. LeBron is a better all-around player. He can he working on the jumper a little bit at times, but he can pass the rock.
Yeah.
He can dunk the rock. He can, shoot down the other end of the court and block a shot.
Well, somebody said to me, somebody just said, I heard this somewhere. I think it was on a podcast or something. And they said, if you could inject Draymond Green into LeBron James, you would get Michael Jordan.
I did hear that. Yes.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily know if it'd be Michael Jordan, but I get the comparison.
He would get a killer instinct.
It's the killer instinct that he's lacking, and it only seems to me. It seems like he gets up and he's motivated when enough people are talking about, he can't do it.
Right.
As opposed to the game by game and understanding the moment and having the killer instinct in the moment.
Right.
And people wouldn't be saying what they say about him if he just had that killer instinct in the moment.
Right. I would admit that killer instinct was sort of ghost in Game 7. Like, it's like his play, the way he played the game in Game 7, made you think, okay, he's got the killer instinct. You just can't see it on him. You can't see the expression on him that he's a killer.
He was attacking. He was Game 7. He was attacking. LeBron. Let me tell you what I was thinking about this today. Actually, I have been thinking about this since Sunday, since the end of the game. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because shout out to Noriega. I got to listen to his podcast that he did, I guess, last week with Charlamagne and Taxstone. And they brought up interesting story that's to my point. LeBron James, for me, is like becoming the Jay-Z of basketball.
In what sense?
When Big passed, Jay was the next guy up, and nobody, even to this day, amidst all of his accomplishments and all the things he's done, nobody, or let's say not many people, would say that Jay is better than Big, even with Big's short sample size. Even with his short sample size, nobody's, or let's say the masses of people are not willing to say that Jay is better than Biggie. We'll get into that debate some other day. Yep. This is kind of like the Jordan obviously being Biggie and LeBron obviously being Jay.
Right.
LeBron, like on paper, if you looked at him on paper, the guy that could dish, he can shoot rhythm wise,
and he can post
he's
up.
6'8", he can post up. He can. He's taller than Jordan. He weighs more than Jordan. Yep. He moves, if not faster, just as fast as Jordan.
Right.
You look at him on paper and think, he's better than Jordan.
Right.
If you just
from talent, from a talent standpoint,
that's all I'm talking about.
Yep.
That's all I'm talking about. Because he's not better than Jordan. And then you look at his business sense, LeBron's business sense, like how he's taken his friends and turned them into this big management company.
Yep.
How the shoe deal and the commercials, like the way
and the decisions that he's making.
Right. I mean, even the 2-year contract that he's.
Yep. I remember him and Johnny Manziel trying to do some things, and when Johnny kind of fell off to the wayside, LeBron had to make a business decision, like, hey, we got to part ways here.
All right,
so definitely an excellent decision maker.
So I'll draw, and this being my last example, Game 4, when all the stepping over and all that, and LeBron going into the post game and deciding, let me air out what happened on the court.
Yes,
and I don't care what nobody say. Playing a part in Draymond being suspended.
Yes.
So
the turning point of the series.
Absolutely. So this is genius. So I was listening to this podcast, and Charlamagne was talking about how he was working the morning show in Philadelphia. Beanie Siegel had just dropped the diss track for Jay.
Okay.
Jay,
he's still trying to diss Jay. Huh?
No, this is years ago.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
This is years ago.
Okay.
That diss track. This is years ago. He was telling the story when he was working in Philly radio. Nah, they're actually cool now. Right. But Charlamagne, they was playing a diss record on the radio, and he was like, all right, let me, get a shot in the dark chance, because he didn't know Beanie Siegel. Let me try to get an interview with Beanie Siegel.
Right.
Gets the interview with Beanie Siegel. Beanie Siegel, basically airs out Jay, although, airs him out for like an hour and a half, like a nice long interview. And you thinking, like, as a radio host, okay, I did a great job. Weekend goes by. He comes in Monday, does his morning show on Monday. The radio station calls him in, and he's fired. That next Monday, after getting the exclusive from Beanie Siegel, after the record track dropped, or whatever. Mm-hmm. Fast forward to Jay-Z's first appearance on Breakfast Club. Everybody's asking him, did you get Charlamagne fired?
Right.
And Jay-Z just kind of like, he doesn't say yes, he doesn't say no. Everybody's inclination is that he got Charlamagne fired.
Right.